In this video, you're going to learn how to create a lookalike audience. And this is a marketer's best friend because it allows you to scale your marketing efforts in a really targeted way. So how this works is what you first need is a base audience or a custom audience that you've created. And then you want to really create a lookalike audience, people who are similar to that source audience, so you can really reach a lot more people. Let me give you an example to really explain this. So I have created a page engagement custom audience, people who've engaged with my Facebook page over the last year. You can see that this is 10,500 people. Now that is not a lot of people. So if I want to run a campaign to get people to like my page, eventually I'm going to run out of people in this audience. So what I want to do is now try and reach people who are like those people who've engaged with my page. And that's what I can do really with a lookalike audience. I've gone ahead and done it already. And you can see this lookalike audience up here. And you can see that it's over 2 million people. So I'm using this audience from my custom audiences as a source of information. It's a group of people who have things in common. And then I ask Facebook to go out and find people who are similar to those people who've engaged with my page. And you can see that I now can use an audience of 2 million people in my campaigns. So it's a way to really extend the reach of your campaigns, but still doing it in a targeted way. You're not just using maybe interest targeting or behaviors. You're using your own source audiences as the base and the data that you're feeding in to create these targeted audience. So extremely valuable. I hope that example really highlights going from 10,000 to 2 million, but in a targeted way, is really a way to scale your marketing efforts really easily. So let's go ahead and set one up. What you want to do is come back into your ads manager, come up to the left hand side once again and just make sure you're in the audiences screen. I'm already in it here. So what I'm going to do now is click on create audience. We're creating a lookalike audience now. And now you want to choose your source audience. So I will just use this page engagement custom audience once again as an example. And now you have to choose the location. So what you are telling Facebook here is, I want you to find people who are like the people who've engaged with my page, but only say in the countries that I'm operating in or where my best customers are. So for example, I can just put in the United States here. This is where a lot of the people who end up buying my products are from. So if I want to put an ad in front of them, that's a good place to start with. Now what I can do is set the audience size. So the minimum audience size that you can create is 1% of the population that you've chosen. So you can see here, that's why it's saying lookalike US 1%. Now if I wanted to create an even bigger audience, I could bump this up. You can see right now that estimated reach is 2 million people. If I bump it up and try and get to 2% of the US, you can see it goes up to 4. And I could even bring it all the way up to 10%, 21 million people who I could then be targeting in this campaign. Now, if you move this up and up and up, obviously those similarities between your base audience are going to become less and less. So it's probably best to start down on the minimum, which is really 1%. Once you've got selected your location and your audience size, all you need to do is go ahead and click create audience. Now, one thing that you'll notice here is that you can't actually create a duplicate lookalike. I've already set this up before. So if I want to set up a new lookalike, I'll just pop in Canada here and you'll see I'll be able to create this audience here. Now what you will see is it's updating the audience now. Do give this the full half an hour until this loads up. And that is really how you create a lookalike audience. It's very, very simple. You want to use any of the custom audiences that you've created. And remember that you can use any of these custom audiences. You can set these up. Your email subscribers, people who have visited your website, people who've engaged with your app, people who've engaged with your Facebook page. So there are really tons and tons of lookalike audiences that you can create, and you can really go back if you want. If you, for example, here I've created a custom audience of people who visited my website. If I think that I want to make that more targeted, people who visit my website in the last 30 days, then I could go back, create that custom audience, create a new lookalike audience based off of that new custom audience, if that makes sense. So there are tons of options here. This can really allow you to scale your marketing efforts extremely quickly. Now that you understand how to create a lookalike audience, go ahead and create one for yourself following the steps that you've learned in this video.